Hi, I'm Satya Raghavan. I head YouTube for India.
Okay. So Satya, tell us, where did you study and what courses did you take?
Sorry, can you just repeat that question again, Johan? Yeah.
So where did you study and what courses did you take?
Okay, great. So that's a great question. So I am by my profession, I'm actually an engineer. So I after my 12th standard, I did 4 years of computer engineering from Bombay University, and so that's what I actually studied. In terms of my professional qualification. Post which I did an MBA.
Mhm. Okay. So which organizations have you worked for earlier?
Yes. So I worked for a few. Immediately after my MBA, I first worked with Coca-Cola in India, and that was a sales role. So essentially, I was in charge of selling Coca-Cola in a particular area. Post Coca-Cola, I joined Star Television, which is Star TV, in a marketing role, and I was in charge of Star Plus, which is one of the largest Indian TV brands. And when I left Star TV, I was managing all the brands from a marketing point of view. Um, then I actually worked for a venture capital company where I invested in startups. The company is called Helion Ventures. And post that, I did a startup of my own, again in the education space. And then I joined Google. YouTube is a brand at Google. And yeah, and I've been at Google now for almost 6 years.
Okay. So what motivated you to choose your profession?
So I was always, attracted to the entertainment space as such. So even while I was in college, I used to write a lot for the Times of India. They had two newspapers, one called the Metropolis and the other called the Independent. So I used to actually write for them. So I was anyway, my you can say my hobby was in the entertainment space as such, and which is why even though I worked for a company like Coca-Cola first, I could have very well continued working for that. But when I got an opportunity to work with Star TV, it was in the entertainment space, so it was my first love in any case. So I joined Star TV, and that continues because now obviously I work at YouTube. So the medium is different. Earlier it was television, now it's the internet. But at YouTube, again, it's a mixture of entertainment, information, and even learning content that exists on the platform. So I help manage all of that.
Okay. So how do you use technology and how do you think technology impacts this line of business?
Yeah, I mean, YouTube, you can say everything about YouTube is about technology, right? Because, we have engineers who design the product, we have managers who, understand how people use the product and then, figure out how to improve it even further. So, technology is at the heart of everything that we do because the product itself is a tech product. So, yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much, I mean, technology is at the heart of everything that we do at Google.
Yeah. So what skills should someone have to succeed in a field like yours?
Right. And I think that's a great question, Johan. One of the skills that I feel everyone should have, right? It's not something which is taught separately in a college, but it's a part of what you learn and all of that. But I would say because I'm a computer engineer, we spend a lot of time trying to understand logic, right? And we try and understand how we can use logic to solve problems. And when you do that, regardless of whether you are working for a media company or for a company like Coca-Cola, you always will use logic to solve problems, right? And
Mhm.
in engineering, obviously, there's a lot of emphasis on skills like logic and programming. But yeah, I mean, that is, I would say, one of the skills that you should have. And if you're not studying it formally, you should figure out how to develop it.
Okay, cool. So how do you measure success?
I think success is what makes you happy fundamentally, right? If you enjoy um, the job that you do, you will be successful every day, right? So that's at a very, you can say 30,000 feet level in that sense. Success for a whole lot of people also is financial. It is very important, that you're financially successful, but not necessarily in everybody's eyes, in your own eyes. I think that is very important. And success also is your ability to actually make an impact in the world. The world has a lot of problems. So if you're able to solve even one problem, whether it is in your neighborhood or in your city or maybe even across the world, you will be successful in your own eyes, right? So I think if you can if you can figure out what success means, it could be at the level of doing what you do and doing that well, or it could be at the level of financial success, or it could be at the level of making an impact and truly making a difference.
Okay. So, what guidance do you have for those who are looking for a career in media or a career like yours, basically?
I think there's a very famous saying that a lot of management practitioners today are saying, which is the jobs of the future are not even invented yet. Okay, so just think about it. 10 years ago, when I was at Start EV, no one ever imagined that there could be something called a YouTube, right? I'm at YouTube today, but someone somewhere is building some amazing thing which might just become the next big thing in the future, right? So fundamentally, you have to be prepared with the right basic set of skills which will then help you literally do anything that you want as you go forward, right? And some of those basic skills are what you do on a daily basis at school or in college or at university. So my guidance always is that one, focus on your studies, um, read a lot, focus on trying to understand how things really work, and that will actually help you be prepared for you know any career, whether it is in media or whether it is in anything else. A successful base on which you can then experiment is very important.
Okay. Thank you, Satya.
Thank you so much, Johan. All the best.